StrumMaker 4 Acoustic contains two instruments, SM4 Acoustic for playing and creating strumming patterns, and acoustic guitar, which is a regular multi-sampled guitar with articulations that can be controlled by velocity or key switches. In this video, we'll look at StrumMaker 4 Acoustic, which is our new strum engine. The user interface is designed for ease of use and a really fast workflow. When you first load it up, you can play without ever even touching the controls. There are 3 active octaves on the keyboard. Red triggers the automated strumming patterns. Green plays a single downstroke chord, and blue a single upstroke chord. Playing a single up or downstroke also stops the strumming patterns, which is great for ending a phrase. If I turn on the latch button, I can change chords while the pattern plays. To stop, I'll play a single downstroke. Choosing chords is easy. Just play the root note of the chord you want in any of the active zones, and then choose the chord variation using the variation knob. For instance, if you want an F minor, just play an F, then choose minor. Now, every time I play an F, I get the F minor. You can also choose the variation by using the lower black key switch octave. This method gives you 144 chords available at any moment, at any point in your sequence. Okay, here's the best part. Let's say I want to customize a chord, a G major for instance. Just click on the fretboard to add or remove a fingering. You can turn each string on or off with the little white buttons here. And your change remains every time you play that chord. The reset chord button brings the default chord back. Now, even though you can change the chord variations with key switches, sometimes it's easier to just have all the chords you need laid out on the keyboard. If I want a D major chord and a D suspended chord at the same time, I can just write the D suspended to the user location of another key, like D sharp. For me, this is much better. So, I'll play a D, choose sus or suspended, and then copy to the D sharp user location, put the D back to major. Now I hit a D sharp key and set the D sharp to user, and there it is. Keep in mind that since you can customize any chord, you can actually have 144 user-created chords at any one time. Okay, let's do a quick sequence. I'm going to need one more variation of a G, so I'll copy the G major to the G sharp user chord. Now I play a G sharp and go to its user location. Change my chord. I think this may actually be more of a C9, but whatever. Also, this button turns on a note guide, which can come in handy. Alright, making sure everybody is there. And here we go. Have a key change in your sequence? No problem, just use the capo. And the upper black octave of key switches moves the capo up and down the fretboard, so you can automate that function in your sequence as well. Now let's look at the strum sequencer. There are 12 pattern memory locations arranged like numbers on a clock. Hit the Edit button to see what's actually going on. This knob determines the number of steps in a pattern. This one lets you choose the step resolution. Strum speed controls the speed of the pick over the strings. The farther to the right, the looser the strums. These sliders control the velocity of the strum for each step. Below the sliders are the strum direction arrows. In this pattern, down and up strokes alternate on each step. Below those are the mute buttons, which mute any strings at that step in the sequence and play a muted strum instead. Below the fretboard, we have the controls for the pattern chain, where you can chain up to 8 patterns together in a repeating loop. Well, thank you for taking the time to check out this video. StrumMaker for Acoustic is available at indigenous.com.